everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Three View. Today we are joined by Helena Bighorns Head Coach Damon Hanson. How's your off season been going?
Pretty good. It's not long enough. It's gone by pretty quick. But we're really excited and ready to get going here.
And you guys were back-to-back regular season champs and obviously a trip back to the Fraser Cup as well. How does your organization maintain this success year after year?
It's the people we bring into our organization. It starts at the top with ownership, and then obviously our staff. But the people we go out and get and bring in, it's person first, and then hockey player second.
And when we look at team statistics from last year, you guys had the best PK in the league as well as the top five power play. How much pride does your staff take in having such success on special teams?
Yeah, a lot of pride. We feel that games are won and lost on special teams. Obviously, we all know that defense ultimately wins you a championship. So you got to keep the puck out of your net. So we take a lot of pride in that, and that goes over video each and every day, and on the ice practice as well.
And it's no surprise that Helena is one of the strongest teams overall in all ends of the ice. How do you continue to build off of that identity year after year and, keep having that success overall as a team?
I mean, for us, we have a structure, we have an idea on how we want to play each and every year. It might look a little different with the personnel we have, but within our system stays the same each year. And again, I just go back to the people that we bring in that really buy in. They know when they walk into our facilities and we get rolling here that it's success first, and we want to win.
And you guys had dominance throughout the entire regular season. The Badlands Sabres kind of give you a run for your money to start off the playoffs. And then once you guys got to the Fraser Cup, things didn't go your way. What do you think was the biggest takeaway from playoffs that you're going to bring into next season?
Yeah, I think last year was a very good eye opener for the group, the new guys coming in. It was a younger group, guys coming from AAA or high school or whatever the case may be. And we talked early on about the gut punch and not feeling that feeling when we get to our ultimate goal, and that's getting to the Fraser Cup and trying to make a splash and doing something special. And really, you don't know until you know.
Mhm.
So obviously, you got to go through that experience. You got to feel the life lessons, the failures, as people may call them, and then ultimately learn from those mistakes and get better.
And with the new group coming in year after year, what kind of expectations do you set on day one so that your players ultimately have success throughout the year and achieve their goals?
Yeah, it's for us, we started using the motto win the day. And each and every day you walk into the rink, if you're moping or down or whatever, then you probably should just go home. Each guy has a goal and moving on in their hockey career, whatever that may be, whether that's college or tier two. And let's be honest, like all of us coaches are doing something that not a lot of people get to do. And the same thing for the players. You're playing the best game on earth, and that's hockey. And so when you walk into the rink here, it's win the day, it's get better, it's how can we be successful, how can we turn the tide here and build a culture and build an identity early on, and that identity is for us is play fast, be on top of teams, control the puck, control the pace, and we don't want to change our game for anybody. We want the other team to change their game for us.
And your team plays hard, it's no secret. And like we touched on, you help these players get to the next level. You have a handful of college commitments, including Finn Terrio and Kelton Chadwick, two players that have been with your organization for quite some time. How does it feel knowing that you've helped these players get to the next level, and what kind of legacy do they leave behind for the next wave of players coming in?
It's huge. They're a big part of how we can keep this train rolling. It started 5 years ago with that O1 group. They came in, they got Helena back on the map. Look, it's not me, it's not the other coaches here. It's the players that strap on the skates every day. And again, we have to do our part and get them to buy in, like I said. But ultimately, they're out there doing their thing. And again, it started 5 years ago. And with Kelton being here for 2 years on the back end, he was a catalyst. We could play him in every situation in a lot of minutes. And Finn, I mean, I don't have to say it, but he was an offensive weapon and learned over time. We got him to buy in to play a 200-foot game, and last year he did tremendous. And we're very fortunate enough that we can get those guys to move on and live out their childhood dream, and that's play college hockey.
And with these players moving on to the next level, what kind of players are you looking to bring in for next year's roster to kind of fill in those gaps?
The same type of players. I mean, if we want players that can play fast, have a good stick, see the ice. And again, when you're out there recruiting these guys, you only see them a couple times, handful of times in person, and then most of it's on video. And then you're talking to them two or three times before you make a commitment. And that's our identity, and that's the type of players that we go after here for our club and our organization. But so it's the same type of players that we're going after. Again, it's going to look a little different, but
Mhm.
with the returning players having 13 guys coming back and all the guys that have moved on, a couple guys are going to go and move on to tier two. It's going to look similar.
And you just said you had 13 players coming back. How huge is that for you, knowing that you have that maturity in the locker room to guide the new players coming in?
It's everything. So it makes it easier day one. We can just pick up where we left off last year as far as our systems go. Training camp's going to look a little different. We're excited for that, and we're just going to dive in head first, and we're going to get rolling here.
And what's going to be your message to these players on day one to kind of establish your goals right out the gate?
Be committed. Be committed to your craft. Be committed to the brand that we take pride in each and every day, and we love wearing around town and different cities, and be ready to do something special.
All right. Well, thank you so much for jumping on this call today, and we appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing what you do this year.
My pleasure. Thanks.